Hello, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Old Brooklyn. Community-centered beautification in the Old Brooklyn neighborhood. Tonight, it'll be brought to you by Royale Anton Giorgi, that's me, Cordell Arellano, right over here on tech support, Anthony Benson, Statsky Bay, Ebony Hood, and Alicia Petrella. Thank you all. Old Brooklyn CDC. So this is the logo of our beloved host site for our program that we will have on May 10th. You may proceed. And we kind of did the who, what, when, where, why, not the how, of what we'll be doing for that day. So just who is involved in general in our project. We have Neighborhood Leadership Institute, NLI, who of course is the reason that we're here tonight. The Old Brooklyn Community Development Corp, the Old Brooklyn CDC, which will be referred to as OBCDC for space. Our group, our amazing group, woo, Old Brooklyn group! Woo! And we also plan to heavily involve our Old Brooklyn residents and the Old Brooklyn community organizations. And Stats, you are up.
So the what? What we thought about when we first met with Jamie Lucas of the CDC was what were they looking to do in their community. So Jamie explained to us that their initiative has been to fight foreclosure, rebuild their community, and kind of bring residents into the business part of Old Brooklyn. You know, they're a small business community. So they're really doing initiatives to kind of showcase their small businesses. So important to the Old Brooklyn CDC was the pop-up Pearl events, celebrating the 200-year anniversary. So with all of those concerns that they expressed, we were thinking on our half, like what could we do to support their goals and initiatives? So we thought about a community beautification project. And JD presented a few different areas of interest. One was a vacant lot, one was the main street on Pearl going to Memphis, and then there were a few in the residential areas. Well, after discussing with Jamie, and Jamie's been awesome, the Brooklyn CDC has been very supportive, and our team, we thought about the main strip, which is from the zoo to about Pearl and Memphis, because two reasons. The first is on May 17th, they'll be having their pop-up Pearl event, which will showcase their business in that community. It'll be music, there will be like opening their businesses for that special event, and they'll be asking residents to come out and support their business initiative. So that was happening on the 17th, and our event was going to be on the 10th. So that was one reason. The other reason is that they have Pedal to the Park, and Pearl is a main strip in Old Brooklyn. And there are buildings and structures on that strip that are kind of not as new and updated. And so that strip kind of looks kind of like it could use some updating. So with those two things in mind, we decided to choose Pearl from the zoo to Memphis as a beautification project. So, we were thinking about community engagement, and the great thing, I will say personally for me, the challenge on this project was feeling engaged because it's not my community, and I can see why you need community participants and why you need to really go out and talk to the residents. So what has been helpful is having Alicia on our team because she lives in Old Brooklyn, she's excited about it, and she's kind of the glue of it. So it really matters to have the voice of that community. So having community engagement, she kind of shared how she doesn't see residents getting out as much as they could be. So those kind of things led to this project. So what are our resources? We kind of followed the map on the sheet that was given out. So the resources that we have is the NLI alumni. We have a great connection with the CDC of Old Brooklyn. Also, the community itself is very engaged in different parts. They have a great Old Brooklyn Buzz, a news group. Their residents are involved with safety watches. So those are our resources. Our resources seem to be the people that are involved in this. So for our project, we have a lot of human resources. As far as activities, right now we are in the phase where we are looking at marketing. We've already sent out emails to alumni. Jamie of Old Brooklyn has sent out emails to the Brooklyn Buzz, or was that you, Alicia? Yeah. Alicia emailed the Old Brooklyn Buzz. So we're in the marketing phase. We're getting the word out. So our activities are marketing, recruitment for volunteers. So we're looking at recruiting volunteers. We're connecting with the religious organizations. and then also operations. So the 3 things, I kept it at 3 things for each group. So marketing, recruiting, and operations. So we're looking at the logistics of the day. What material do we need? How many volunteers do we need? What can we expect? So those kind of things are the activities we're thinking about right now. And then the outcomes we're hoping to have is that the community gets excited about making this part of the strip, beautifying it, updating it, and then also reminding them about the next weekend. They have a full weekend on the 17th of events that are happening. So trying to, support that 200-year anniversary sale.
Quickly head back a little bit. So like Stotts mentioned, we're focusing on Pop-Up Pearl, and it's an opportunity to add value to an existing project. We know that Anthony, not our group Anthony, is big on adding value, correct?
Yes.
Value added. So here are just a couple pictures from events that have happened in the previous years. Pop-Up Pearl, this is called Pop-Up Skate. So when they close down the streets, they have a skating, I don't know what that's called, ramp, there you go, ramp petition, something in the middle of the street. So you see this gentleman is flying high over the skateboard. And again, part of the street is closed off, so they have food trucks. As you can see kind of on the right-hand side there, they have vendors and other things lined on the side of the street. In this picture, these young boys are actually using garbage cans that they have painted and decorated with greens, yellows, blacks, whites, and they're making drums out of them. So they're making music as part of the festival as well. There's signage for the Pop-Up Pearl event from years past, and just another picture of the vendors, and a previous marketing piece that they had there as well.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about was how we were going to engage the youth in our neighborhood. We connected with the Police Athletic League, and they have a group of explorers. You guys may have seen the youth that kind of work with the police force, and they'll come out and support community events, different things like that. So we have made the phone calls out to have them be present at the event, because we all know if you have a strong connection with law enforcement in your neighborhood, people are excited about living there and wanting to be there. And Cleveland police have had issues in the past, and we just want to make sure that the community believes in our force and our law enforcement officers. So that's going to be one of our big key events that we're going to have for our event on that particular day.
So, when we looked at our SWOT, what's that? Does everyone remember what SWOT is?
Yep.
What is it? Can I hear it?
Weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Great, you guys get an A+. So, our strengths are that we have an active community and we have people that are willing to volunteer and that they've already been volunteering, so they kind of know what to do in cleanups.
Yeah, thanks to Stott. She kind of filled in on the fact that Old Brooklyn is a big support in this. We chose to stick with them mainly because it works in the neighborhood. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, and we want something that's going to be sustainable.
And then kind of going along with that, a dedicated team, meaning us, that we are dedicated and we are going to make this happen. So we're really excited about it. Then community relations and the awareness of local businesses is also something important.
As long as it doesn't rain, I think we'll be happy that day. That's one of the biggest threats that we were worried about was the weather. But we'll be there, rain, sleet. I have to say sleet, snow, or shine in Cleveland. It may happen still in May. And as long as we're on par with that, I think we'll have a wonderful cleanup on that day.
Okay. Now we're looking at the how. So we've kind of said this a couple times, but there is an active community and groups of residents that we're hoping will show up. We're going to have hopefully some NLI alumni and our project team and other residents that we're reaching out to. We have, I think Stotts might have mentioned too, that we've had an ad placed in the newspaper. We're going to have another one in for May to invite people to participate.
What's going to happen on that day is we'll have community residents participating in a cleanup, And based on our numbers, they'll alternate and they'll have an opportunity to do.
A peace flag. So that'll be our activity to, if people bring their children or whatever, and then they can do whatever it is they want, and then we're gonna string this hopefully, maybe even across the road or wherever it'll fit. Also, we're gonna be doing some window decorations, so we might try to do that ahead of time with like a Girl Scout, Boy Scout troop to have them cut out the flowers, because a lot of the storefronts on Pearl are empty, and so that's a way just to kind of beautify that as well. So we're gonna be working on that.
Okay, so the win. Of course, May 10th, and noon till 2 o'clock. And as they said, the time, I'm not big on the time span, because it seems like unless we have a lot of volunteers, there won't be a whole lot of time to get a lot of things accomplished, but we'll do the best with what we have. Of course, the collaboration between NLI, Old Brooklyn CDC, the residents. The resident part is very important, because what's the sense of us going into someone else's neighborhood, with the exception of Alicia, of course, because it is her neighborhood, which is, like we said, it helps motivate us to actually do something, because we have one of our teammates who actually lives in that community. And the networking, as far as the community networking with each other, and as well as the business and the organizations involved. Budget, thanks NLI. Old Brooklyn and local plant nursery will be donating plants, and any kinds of donation from the alumni as well. And again, the time, and of course, the intersection of Pearl and Broadview. And I had the time wrong, 9 till noon.
Thank you.